MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is continuing his grievance tour following the complete disaster that was his cyber symposium, and that means it's time for a brand new segment called Pillow Talk.
God gave me this platform. I already know I'm going to win.
China did our vote. Biden and Harris would say, hey, we're here to protect the country, and resign.
Mike Lindell's a conspiracy.
But you haven't.
Just forget about the evidence. This was attacked.
All right, so Mike Lindell recently went on an unhinged rant at Fox News, calling out Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and others for not promoting his so-called cyber symposium enough, specifically, of course, dealing with an ad for it that he had wanted to put out on all the different networks. So let's take a look at that.
This is disgusting. Dominion sues good OAN heroes. OANs are heroes. Where's Fox? Where's Fox? Newsmax. They sue OAN and Newsmax the morning of the symposium. Do you know why, Brandon? I talked to the owner of Newsmax. This is pretty sad. He got sued because he ran my ad that Fox would not run. Fox, you need to step it up and help save our country. I seen stuff by Jan Bongino on there. He goes, I'll say whatever I want in my show, and people were going after him. You know what? Then you better get out there and talk about tonight. Sean Hannity told me once, he said, Mike, I can say anything I want on Fox as long as it's the truth. Well, the truth is, Sean, we had a cyber symposium. And the truth is, it was attacked and hacked by like a discharged merit. And the truth is, you're not saying anything on your show. Neither are you, Laura. Trucker tried a few times to talk about the 2020 election. I give him some credit. You know, maybe I thought that might be a breakthrough. It was a couple weeks ago, but none of them are talking. What is Fox doing to you? Are you guys you're so worried about your money, all four of you? You're so worried about your money and your job?
Oh, we got Mike Pillow becoming incredibly salty. Wow. I love it. I love it so much. He's mad at all the Fox people, except for Trucker Carlson. Yes, that's what he said. Trucker or Drunker or I don't know. Chunker Carlson. I don't know. That doesn't even make any sense. But well, there it is. I mean, nothing makes sense when you're on allegedly drugs. No, even though he said he gave that up. I don't know. I can't say for certain. What a weirdo. Don't get high on your own supply, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, all right, let's get to the substance here. So Fox News obviously is not talking about it because, A, they know the entire reinstatement thing is BS. That's the thing that underpins the entire conspiracy theory, is that, well, since we're going to prove that it's an attack by China with the bamboo ballots, because, you know, our previous conspiracy theories about it being the ghost of Hugo Chavez didn't exactly work out. So now we're going to go and say China. They hacked the election through packet, we can prove that through the packet captures for machines that were never connected to the internet. That genius level. We got genius level intellect going on here. Big brain. The biggest brains ever on Mike Lindell. But no, look, again, it is BS. Their conspiracy theory has completely fallen apart because of at the cyber symposium, because they didn't show any evidence. They showed no evidence. None. So, how are you going to say that, why didn't you promote my cyber symposium? That was going to, A, get me in more trouble, very likely, and B, didn't actually show any of the evidence because there is no evidence. I mean, and again, that goes to the second part, that goes to B. They don't want to get sued anymore, right? They don't want to make their suit with Dominion even worse, and Smartmatic as well. No, why? Because they know that if they harp on it, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. So that's why we didn't hear ads for Lindell's dumb symposium that everybody outside of the most, hardcore MAGA guys was making fun of the whole time. And you know what? He took that personally. According to Salon, The Lindell commercial that Fox refused to air included an advertisement for the online event that was going to be held in August. It's an older article, as you can tell, during which Lindell's election conspiracy theories would be further promoted. In a statement to Salon, Lindell said that Fox News denied the Cyber Symposium ad, and they based it on pending litigation, which, of course, as I mentioned, makes sense. Following that, of course, little following out, Lindell decided to pull all of his MyPillow ads off Fox News, off the network completely. That's an interesting choice. Very interesting choice. In response, the company, and I love this response to him, said, quote, "It's unfortunate that Mr. Lindell has chosen to pause his commercial time on Fox News, given the level of success he's experienced in building his brand through advertising on the #1 cable news network." So right there, I mean, that's a good statement for a lot of different reasons, right? So it's a nice little, like, we've been good to you. We've been real good to you. We made you. We got you your money because we, broadcast your stupid pillow commercials all the time. Oh, and now, real sad. We're not losing anything, but you are. It's very interesting. And so now, the thing is, most businessmen, most grifters, and there is this online discussion where we're trying to figure out, is Lindell a grifter or is he a true believer? Now, again, I err on the true believer, but I also think it's a little bit of A, a little bit of B. I remember, of course, the discussion between Lance, who hosts the Surfs on Twitch, and Anna Kasparian on this very subject. And Lance, he's with me. He says, "Well, look, I think he's a true believer. He believes his own BS." And it's like, no, he's a complete grifter. But again, I think there are elements of both in here. And I think for this conspiracy theory, well, he's wrapped up personally. Again, a grifter doesn't really set up a cyber symposium. Yes, to be fair, to go along with the true believing is I still got to sell pillows. And so he's going to put his promo code, pepper it in, all throughout the symposium so that people will go and still buy his pillows, the people who go to the symposium. So it is interesting. But at the end of the day, it's going to be more harmful to his business. I mean, look, there's maybe he's too dumb to realize this, but there's only so many pillows that you can sell people, right? There's only so many pillows that people will buy. You have to expand your reach. You have to expand your audience. You have to get more people to buy your pillow, and it helps to increase the advertising for that pillow. But tying himself up with Donald Trump, of course, he saw Donald Trump in a dream, so obviously there were so many signs. It was divine providence, you all. Totally divine providence. But the thing is, he's going to end up with nothing. And the thing is, again, to go back to the true believer part, maybe he does literally think, like, I am saving the country, but I'm also going to sell pillows while doing it. It is such a weird level of delusion that is really unparalleled. It's really strange to see because, again, if they're, grifty McGrift bucks like Donald Trump, well, they'll give up on it once it stops making money, once it stops having dividends. I don't know. I don't have access to Mike Pillow's financial disclosures or anything like that, or how much he's making, but it can't be a lot. It had to have harmed his business. And so, yeah, some of you are saying, of course, perhaps he has conned himself. That's a very good point. I often say, never get high on your own supply, which is kind of what happened. What it seems to be the case here when it comes to Mike Pillow. Never get high on your own supply. So now one more observation here. And this has to do with like the right overall, okay, and this conspiracy, and as well as, of course, Trump and the party, because again, this all comes down to Donald Trump. At the end of the day, being this gigantic figure in the Republican Party and Republican politics, and somebody who has never represented the Republican voter, never worked a goddamn day in his life, has always been a con man and a grifter, somehow being held up as this really strange, messianic figure on the right. It is super weird. And they're tearing themselves apart over Trump. Recently, I showed you that video of Dan Crenshaw saying that Trump reinstatement it's not going to happen. Now, Dan Crenshaw, I don't really agree with Dan Crenshaw on pretty much every single entire issue. At the same time, Dan Crenshaw actually admits, he's like, no, Republicans should not kid themselves into believing that President Trump won the 2020 election. There was absolutely not enough voter fraud for Biden to have won illegitimately, and we know that because, again, voter fraud has traditionally been incredibly rare, proven out by studies, proven out by the numbers, and borne out, of course, by recounts and audits and things like that. And so there is just no reality. There is no basis of reality for this whole reinstatement nonsense. But that's not enough for the hogs who keep feeding at the trough of disinformation laced with opium. And that's what it is. It's absolute opium. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.